here's the most awkward thing I can think of. If you're ever around a couple who's been together for a long time, and they're at a party, and they start doing an impression of one another, just get the out of there. It gets mean so quick. It escalates. They know too much. You're hanging out, and they walk in, you're like, oh, look who finally got here, everybody. Mark and Brenda, finally. And Mark's like, well, you know, Brenda, is my hair perfect? Hey, that's fine, Mark. We're just joking around. It's fine. You can be late. It's all right. Nobody cares. And Brenda's like, you know, Mark, I got fired for being a racist last year. You didn't even do a voice, Brenda.
I'm expected in my 40s to have a lot more money than I actually do. The advertisers assume you've got money to spare. They kind of know what year you're from, so they're like, hey, remember when you were a kid and you had a Nintendo and you gave it up and you got a Sega Genesis? Well, similarly, it's time to hop out of that Mercedes and squeeze into a new BMW. You're in your 40s, and I'm like, please, calm down, please. I have a bus pass on me, and I know it has $14 on it because I'm using it. I have a reckless nightlife lifestyle. I eat junk food, I'm up late, I drink a lot. I'm here with all of you tonight. What do you think we're doing tonight? This is what it's like for me every night, okay? If I want to feel seen, I need advertisements that sound like they're for a luxury car commercial, but it's actually just for just junk food. Introducing the all-new Doritos D25i. A luxury snacking experience unlike any other in the impulse aisle. Expertly crafted with bespoke spices, xanthan gum sourced in the Alps mountains, and a sodium salt power of 150% of your recommended daily allowance. The Doritos D25i, with a surprisingly crunchy exterior and a sassy vitamin-rich interior. It'll have you reevaluating what is possible in a snacking chip experience. Drop into your Southern California Dorito dealer for a test taste today. Thanks. Yeah. I'm ready to sell out. I've got the voice for it.
I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling chill. And that's huge for me. That's been my goal for a while now. I've been trying to make myself feel more chill, which is a cooler way of saying I was recently put on mood stabilizers. Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know what they do scientifically. My psychiatrist says the goal is to turn my moods into vibes. So I'm just kind of vibing out 24/7, doctor's orders. Mood stabilizers are great. I know they work because the first or second week I started taking them, my wife and I, we went to Joshua Tree in California. I don't know if anyone here has been to Joshua Tree, but it's a dog shit town in the middle of the desert. Our last night in Joshua Tree, I looked at my wife and I was like, babe, it's our last night here. I'm gonna splurge a little. I'm gonna get takeout from the best restaurant in Joshua Tree. So I did a little research on Yelp, drove into town, got takeout from this beautiful little Italian restaurant they have there called Domino's Pizza. So I walk into this Domino's, there's already a man in line. So I stand behind him, I sort of nod at him, indicating I'm chill now. Take your time. And this man is just staring at the menu for so long. In his defense, there are 6 things. So he was overwhelmed by the menu. And eventually he looked at the young woman behind the counter and he went, excuse me, miss, do you guys make margarita style? And the young woman behind the counter, she was like, no, I'm sorry, we don't serve alcohol here. And this guy is so condescending. He was like, no, margarita style. That's how we eat pizza on the East Coast. And I was like, hatred confirmed, you know? And this girl, she's trying her best. She goes, okay, well, can you tell me what margarita style pizza is? Because maybe I can make something similar for you. And he went, oh, I don't know. I don't know what it is. And it didn't stop there. They just kept talking. It was like 6 or 7 more minutes of these two morons trying to figure out what he thinks margarita-style pizza might be, hypothetically. And what he ended up ordering was so insane. He ordered a large Pacific Supreme pizza with pineapple, okay? Crazy, especially when I tell you it does not come with pineapple. He added pineapple. Because in his head, he was like, I think that's what makes it margarita style, you know? But I handled it really well. I really kept it together. All I did was every 30 or 40 seconds, I would just take a deep breath and go, just the most passive-aggressive sigh you've ever heard in your life. But for me, that's growth. Do you know what I'm saying? I hate to think what would have happened in that Domino's if I went in there unmedicated. Like the moment he added pineapple to his pizza, I would have been like, mm-hmm. And I would have walked over to the door and locked it, you know? And then just held the Domino's hostage. I would have put a pizza slicer to his neck, waited for police to arrive, and then I make the police negotiator tell this guy through the window that he just wants a cheese pizza. That's all he wants. He wants a cheese pizza with a little basil on top. He's too stupid to know he wants a cheese pizza. So anyway, I'm chill now. It feels great. I'm back. I work in television. I watch a lot of television. I think I have a pretty refined taste in television, actually. I mostly watch a channel called A&E, which stands for Arts and Entertainment. It's very classy. My favorite show on A&E, maybe my favorite show of all time, is a TV show called Intervention. Okay? If you haven't seen Intervention, how do I describe it? Well, it's basically a prank show. And the way it works is a production company descends on some awful little town, and they are looking for a huge drug addict, right? And they find a drug addict, and they go up to him, and they're like, hey, man, we heard you're pretty good at taking drugs. And he's like, pretty good, I'm the best, you know? I'm incredible, it's all I do. And they're like, awesome, well, I mean, would you ever consider getting high on camera? And he's like, it would be an honor. And then for the first 40 minutes of every episode of Intervention, they just follow this guy around as he gets so high on camera, like incredible. Like every episode of Intervention, there is a moment where you're like, this guy is a pro. Like I have never been this high. In the third act, that's when things get real, right? The third act, the guy's comfortable doing drugs on camera. He's friends with the crew. And the main producer comes up to him and he's like, hey, so I don't know if you're open to this. It's just a pitch, but have you ever gotten like super high in a hotel conference room? And the addict's like, no, but that sounds dope. Let's do it. I'm down, right? And he walks into the hotel conference room all proud of himself, and then boom, it's all his friends and family. They hold an intervention for him. Pranked, you know? It rules.
Pretty close to my son. My son and I bond. My son and I watched a lot of football together. That's how we got close. That's how a lot of men process emotions. We watch sports. Because the sports are up on the screen safely. That's where the emotions are. You're sitting on the couch. And you can almost like live vicariously through what's happening on that screen. Almost becomes like a metaphor for what's happening with you. Like I remember watching a football game this year, and we're on the couch. I'm like, wow, seems like Russell Wilson's having a hard time lately, huh? And he's like, yeah, I think Russell Wilson is having a hard time lately. I said, well, what do you think is going on with him? He goes, well, honestly, I just feel like the coach is pushing him too hard. He's just on his back all the time, and he just won't let... Well, that's probably because the coach sees how much potential Russell has. And he feels like it's his job to help him reach that full potential. Well, he should back off. It's too much. Well, you know, Russell's a free agent next year, and then I guess he can figure out where he's going to get his own money from. Dad, yes, son? I think Russell Wilson might be gay. All right, let's watch some hockey. Here we go. Here's a sport I can't watch. Baseball makes me want to die. Nothing happens, and it happens slowly. And the players don't care. They finally put a clock on it, but they need more clocks on it. It's the only sport where the players don't charge onto the fields. They just take their time. Everything is taking their time. They just kind of meander out. Shoelaces untied. They got a big gulp, smoking a cigarette. And you're like, all right, I guess we're going to start. And they're like, nah, we're going to play catch for about 5 minutes. While you guys wait. We're going to throw some grounders, play a little catch. Matter of fact, we're going to do it every time we switch sides. Catch starts again. So you watch that, and then you're like, all right, I guess now we're finally going to start. No. Now we're going to watch a guy in a magic white circle practice swinging a bat. He's been swinging it since he was this big, but he's like, how's this go again? Like, huh? Like that? Is true? And then finally he steps up to the plate and you're like, all right, now we're gonna go. And after 10 seconds, he's like, time out. I just need a couple more. I haven't quite, this. And then he finally digs in and now we're gonna go. No, we're not. Now the pitcher and the catcher, they got a little game they like to play. Where the pitcher looks at the catcher and he goes, guess which pitch I'm gonna throw? No, that's not it. Guess again. No, warmer. No, f*** all these people. Who gives a shit? Keep guessing. Finally, he gets it right. The guy throws the pitch. Batter doesn't swing. Whole thing starts all over again. Bullshit. Get rid of the catcher, get a bucket of balls, and just start whipping balls at the guy. Not next to him. What is that? Throw it at him. If you can hit him, he's out. That's the rule. Now he's going to swing at every pitch just to defend himself. And no more resting on each base. Oh, I'm safe on the bag. No, what are you, 7? Keep running. You keep running until you're tackled by a guy from the other team who's carrying the ball. And a bat. Every player should keep a bat in their hand throughout the game. I want to see 18 guys jacked up on steroids, frothing at the mouth, swinging bats at each other. That I would watch every night.
I think that horseback riding is quite overly descriptive for that activity. Because why do we have the word back in there? Like, you've all seen a horse before. Everyone picture a horse right now. Where else are you going to ride it? What other option is there? You're grabbing the tail and doing a little land ski? I guarantee you anyone who's ever tried to horse front ride has died. Cause of death, horse. What do you want to do this weekend? Oh, let's go horseback riding. Great, how are we going to get there? It's pretty far away. I guess we'll have to car inside drive. You know, in England, where they know a thing or two about the English language, they call it horse riding. And if someone came to you and they said, hey, you know, last weekend I went horse riding, you wouldn't be like, how? Can you be more specific? How were you arranged on this beast? Were you on top or was it a belly-to-belly type of thing? I just don't... I need a visual.
But, like, I mean... And I will admit it, I love a hot dude, you know? I do love a hot dude. I'm glad they're around, you know? They really bring a room together. I like to see a good look. To me, it's like looking at a sunset or a horse. Like, I'm not attracted. I'm like, look at him. I'm glad he's here. The party's lit. Like, you ever been in a party and a dude walks in, you're just like, who the f*** is that guy? All right. There he is. Nice. This is awesome. I just like to objectify, you know? And I'm done doing it with women. I think that is dead. Like, enough of that. Women have had enough objectification. Let's start objectifying men as straight men. That's what I say. Let's switch it. Why not? I like a beautiful man. And it's fun to do it to their face. Like, I'm married, I'm beyond off the market. I will make a hot dude feel uncomfortable at a party. Just walk right up to him like, all right, this is great. I'm digging this, yeah. Yeah, look at you. All right, just stare at a weird part, like his stomach or something. Like, yeah, that's great. I love this. Spin around, let me see the whole package. He's like, I'm not gay, man. Neither am I. What's up? What are we doing later? It's like, I don't know. Whose friend is this? This is really weird. I'm not into this. Objectifying dudes. I don't think it's my fault, though, because I grew up in the homoeroticism of 80s action movies. Anybody else? Ridiculous. Every guy was shirtless, cut, and shiny. Everybody. Every Rocky movie. I've seen so many boxing matches, I've never seen them whip out a bucket of baby oil like they did in Rocky. Why did Ivan Drago look like he was made of chrome? Like, it made no sense. Just gleaming like so much. Schwarzenegger, Rambo, like everybody was just veiny, muscular, just steroided out. And this was a time where I was judged if I said any of my friends was attractive, if they were a man, right? Like, I'd be like, whoa, Zach's good looking, like, ugh! Everyone freak out. What are you, queer? You want to marry him? Like, I'm not going to marry you, Dennis. You're ugly as If I had to marry a man, I would take Zach. He has gentle eyes. Son of a bitch. It's a ridiculous time. Jean-Claude Van Damme doing his crazy splits. It was so, all of us guys were like, yeah, I like that. I like his body. I like the way he moves. Queer? What? Like, who cares? Ugh.
Immediately after our wedding, my wife and I, we went to our honeymoon. So we did it the day after. We didn't want any time to elapse. We wanted to ride it out. And we saved up some money and we went to Portugal. And we were flying out of Newark International Airport and we're in the line to board the plane. And then all of a sudden, so there's people from all over the world there. It was a very busy terminal. And then a voice comes over the loudspeaker and I just hear, boop. Yeah, we are very, very sorry. This is a very dirty airplane. This fly from Newark to Lisbon, it is a very, very dirty airplane. So we have dirt in the aisles, and we have oil in the carpets. So we have had to recall the cleaning crew for a second time to clean this dirty airplane. It is not fit for the skies. So we have recalled the cleaning crew for a second time. We apologize for the inconvenience. It will be delayed for 20 minutes. Boop. And I look at my wife, I'm like, I fly a lot for work. I've never had a plane not take off because it was too dirty. But okay, we were still riding off the high of our wedding. We were so excited, wasn't gonna bum us out or anything. Then 20 minutes later, we hear, boop. Yeah, this is a very, very, very dirty airplane. There is gum in the armrests. So we have had to recall the cleaning crew for a third time. We apologize for inconvenience. This flight has been delayed another 20 minutes. We apologize for inconvenience. Boop. And I'm like, how dirty is this plane? What happened in there? What is going on? And then for the first time, I saw my wife's spirits start to dip, which really broke my heart because it was really important for me for her to have an amazing honeymoon. So to cheer her up, I started making fake announcements in the line in that guy's voice as to why the plane was too dirty to take off. Boop. Yeah, this is a dirty, naughty, filthy, dirty little airplane. This is a nasty bird. There are rats. This plane has been overcome by rats. They are massive rats, nutria rats. So we have had to arm the cleaning crew with rifles to take out to shoot these rats on sight, execute the rats. So we apologize for inconvenience. We must grab the rifles, arm the cleaning crew. They have been recalled and commissioned into service for a 5th time. We apologize for inconvenience. This flight has been delayed 20 minutes. Boop. Boop. Oh, f*** me. Okay. Do not shoot the messenger, and I am saying that to the cleaning crew because they are armed right now. These rats have built a in the doorway to... I apologize. What is American word for sticks in big wall? Oh, sorry, a dam, not a I apologize. Okay. They've built a dam, and we have actually executed the rats, but we have also identified the rats' food source. The previous flight was filled with people with the celiac disease. And as a courtesy to the celiacs, we passed out the Nutrigrain gluten-free Nutrigrain bars. Now, you know how crummy the normal Nutrigrain bars are? Well, you use the almond flour in those suckers, and they are ass crumbs. They are filled with crumbs. So, we have had to recall the cleaning crew for a 6th time. We apologize for inconvenience. This flight has been delayed another 20 minutes. Boop. Boop. Okay, so crazy development. The plane is clean. That is the good news. The bad news, we have a pedophile ghost in the bathroom. Now, you might be wondering, how does pedophile ghosts get locked in the bathroom? That is a great question. We have great answers. So, there was a flight in 2017 going from Newark International Airport to the Austin International Airport, Bergstrom. And the flight had to make an emergency air landing, excuse me, it's English as a second language. And it made an emergency landing in the Orlando, Florida airport. And upon finding out that they were landing at Disney World, the perverts had a heart attack and died in the bathroom. So we have had to call in a shaman, a shop person. We are very progressive on these airplanes. It is a shop person. We have called them in from the Shreveport, Louisiana, and unfortunately we do have no direct flight, so this shop person will not get here until tomorrow, and by then the plane will be damned, so we must bury the plane underneath 500 feet of sand. We apologize for the inconvenience, this flight has been canceled.
Anybody ordered a bottle of wine at a fancy restaurant before? Yes! It's so hard. There's like 80 steps I didn't know about. I went to a nice restaurant, and I'm uncomfortable, you know. So I grew up like a little rat trash in Iowa. Didn't you ever go to a nice restaurant and you're like, they're gonna know I ate rocks as a baby? So you're uncomfortable already? You know, when you walk in, you're like, ah! So this nice restaurant with my friends, and we sat down. I was with my friends, I was nervous, you know, I was like, they're gonna know I ate rocks as a baby. And I asked them, I was like, what are you doing, you know? What are you doing? And they're like, we're gonna probably each get a glass of wine. I was like, oh, me too. I crunched the numbers. If we do a whole bottle, we're gonna save $1. And they're like, yeah, go for it. And I was like, oh, it's a lot of pressure. I gotta do, okay. And the server came over and he's like, hey, what are we thinking tonight? And I was like, I'm gonna get a bottle of wine. And then I was like, oh, no, and it's not just for me. And he was like, yeah, that'd be crazy. If someone's like, I'm gonna get a bottle of wine, are you guys drinking tonight? Is anyone else at the table drinking? Because I'm personally doing an entire bottle of wine. And I felt uncomfortable right away because I was like, I tried too hard. But the server, he's a great server, and he could tell that I felt weird and awkward. And he was like, no, it's totally, yeah, of course, for the table, of course. Which one were you thinking about? And I pointed out, I was thinking this one. And he was like, that's a great choice. I don't know if we have it even. I'm gonna have to go to the cellar and look. It's such a favorite around here. I don't know if we have it. I'll be back. And he left. And his like praise of my choice totally flipped my mood to where I was like, I guess I do belong here. Jimmy, have you ever thought you might be a savant at something? That's how I felt about my wine choice, you know? I was like, crushed it. Favorite here in the cellar, doesn't know if they have it? Whoa. What if I'm a Somalian already, you know? And I didn't even need to take the test. That joke's great if you get it. But if you get it, you're kind of a piece of shit. Somalian is a person from Africa, okay? Sommelier is an autistic alcoholic. There's a difference. Can a Somalian be a sommelier? If they work hard, yes. Guess what? They had the bottle. Can you believe that? They brought it back out. And here's the thing that I didn't know happened. If you order a bottle of wine at a restaurant, what they do is they'll show it to you. They'll show it to you before they do anything. Which isn't a thing I knew or should happen. It's never happened anywhere else in my life. I've never ordered spaghetti and then had them be like, is this spaghetti? So I didn't know what was happening, you know, and I'm just like, he knows I ate rocks as a baby. And he's just like pushing it towards me a little bit, closer and closer. I'm just like moving my head. And then I finally was like, yeah, that's a bottle of wine. He's like, I know it's wine. I'm showing it to you to make sure this is the correct bottle of wine you ordered. And I was like, ugh. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the name of the wine that I got. I know the price of the wine that I got. I'm kind of a price guy. You want to go get that big book back? I'll find it. It's on the first page, pretty close to the top. I think it's called house red. I don't know if you do the H or not. Maybe house red? I don't know how French it is. He's like, this is it. This is the wine you ordered. I know it. It's just a formality. And then he opened it. He didn't need any extra instruments. It screwed right off. And then he proceeded to pour me the smallest amount of wine I'd ever seen. Because here's another little wrinkle in the system. If you order a bottle of wine, the restaurant thinks you are then king of the table. And they pour only you a little bit of wine to taste. No one else. No one else. They're just like, does the king like the wine? Push it to your lips, Prince. And you and you and you. But do you? The man we perceive to be paying the bill tonight. Do you enjoy it? Tell Daddy Daddy did good. Did Daddy do good? Yeah, and I don't know what's happening at all. I'm just like, what are we doing? Wine tapas? Like, there's almost nothing in here. We doing shots of wine? If that's cool. Load my boys up if that's what we're doing. But I got like almost no wine. Like, I understand it doesn't even go to the brim. I don't need a meniscus, but like middle. Google image search glass of wine. You know, that's what I'm looking for here. You gave me like it's Thanksgiving and all the moms were like, sure, let the kids try a little bit. Like, I got no wine. And he's like, you gotta stop yelling. This is Olive Garden. You can't behave like that in here. You're ruining a lot of homecomings right now. It's a lot of teens' magical evenings. And you're freaking out. I poured you a little bit to taste. I was like, why? And he's like, to make sure the wine didn't go bad, dude. Relax. And I was like, wine goes bad? What? How would I know? He's like, you would know. And I'm like, I doubt it. If I ordered red wine and they poured out clear fingernail polish remover, I'd blame me. Do you know what I mean? I'd be like, I said an Italian word wrong and I drink this all night now. And I'd take the sip and be like, woo! I like how it makes my right eye stay closed. Yeah, you can't get it open. You can taste the Italy in that for sure. The boot, I've tasted the boot of that. Why don't we get another one? Throw that on ice. Yep, I meant this one. This is what I want. I'm like, what happens if it's bad? He's like, you'd send it back. I'm like, I don't have that confidence. To send something, never. If I ordered fettuccine and there was a finger in it, I'd eat around it. You know what I mean? Like, I would. I'd be like, well, they're working hard back there. Don't want to get anyone in trouble on my accord. Oh, for sure, still a 20% tip, for sure.
My wife, thinking I'm funny, like that was a huge part of me ending up with her because I had so many issues trying to find a woman that I felt really appreciated my sense of humor. Because when you hear it growing up, women love a guy with a good sense of humor. Is that true, ladies? Like, is that attractive if a guy can make you laugh? Hear that, fellas? Do you hear that? That's what a lie sounds like. Okay, so just know it. I just helped you out right there. If you're looking for a tell, I just gave you one. They think they mean it. They don't. When I was in college, I used to get Maxim magazine, okay? And every time I get it, I'd flip to the middle, and they'd have some beautiful celebrity laying there, and they'd be like, Scarlett Johansson, what do you look for in a guy? And she'd be like, he could be fat and stupid and poor, as long as he makes me laugh. Just stop it, okay? Like, being funny never helped me get the first date, Like, anytime I ever tried to use my sense of humor to impress a girl, it backfired. January of 2005. I will never forget this day for as long as I live. I'm walking through a mall. Very attractive woman in front of Victoria's Secret stops me when I'm walking by. She's like, excuse me, sir. Hi. Are you shopping for a wife or a girlfriend today? And I was like, no, why? And she goes, we're having an after Christmas sale, and all our bras are 50% off. So I say, I like when your bras are 100% off, right? I mean, that quick, man, I was as proud as I've ever been in my life. Not because it's that funny, but the timing was impeccable, and she didn't get it. She didn't get it. She's like, 100%. Then they'd be free. Well, that's one way of putting it. You know what? You're right. At that point, they would, in fact, be free. Which is back-to-back jacks where I come from. But that just got her even more confused. She's like, okay, hang on a second. Stephanie? Steph? I'm sorry, I'm just gonna run this by my manager. Like, I just started last week. Maybe there's a deal they haven't told me about where you get one. She's coming. Okay, this is my manager, Stephanie. Hi, Steph, this gentleman. said that he thinks our bras should be 100% off. Does that? And the other girl was like, did he say that? Sir. This is my new employee. Don't mess with her. Then we wouldn't make any money. And I was like, well, I think you're wrong there too. But listen, I digress. There's a moral to that story. It's very subtle. I don't know if you picked it up. But sometimes you got to do it for the story. Okay? If I was really trying to get a date out of that, maybe I would have played my cards a little better. But I said what I wanted to say, and at the very worst, I had an awesome story to tell you about it. And that's what I say to everybody. Do what makes a better story for you. All right? There'll be times in life where I'm like, I shouldn't do this. But I know 250 people in Sarasota that might want to hear about it if I do. And I do it for you. Okay? Yeah.
The thing is, like, people still, no matter how crazy it is in New York, people still want to come to New York. They still want to come. People dream of coming to New York. They always tell me it's my dream of going to New York City. And we know why. New Yorkers, we know why. You want something crazy to happen. You want to see something wild. You want your weird New York story. I always tell them, come. It'll happen. We aim to please. The homeless will always provide. I'm sorry, the unhoused. Cupcake? Cupcake? I don't know. I realized that that's our PC term now, is unhoused. And look, I was an English major in college. I'm down to play with language. Let's do this. But we can talk about unhoused, can't we? It's goofy. I'll tell you why. Number one, that's the same word. You can't convince me otherwise. I have a thesaurus. You ain't gonna lie to me. And two, it sounds worse. Right? Homelessness sounds like a situation that could not have been prevented. Unhoused sounds like somebody just rolled up on them and was like, I'll be taking this. And no more house for you. The second I heard it, I was like, what an elitist, privileged way of describing a situation, right? Right, you can hear it right away. Did you hear about Janice? She was recently unhoused. That's the kind of word that is only used to make the speaker of said word feel better about acknowledging a situation they know nothing about. It just makes them uncomfortable to acknowledge it, so they created a word as a buffer, but there's no progress in that word. There is no help in that word. And if you've ever lived in that situation, then there are a bunch of words you would have used instead of that word. Like, I was shocked. I was like, nobody thought of nomad? That's my first choice. Can you imagine you roll up on a homeless person? What up, my nomadic brother? Way to stay off the grid, man. I, too, am anti-establishment. Some of the words, honestly, some of the changes, I'm okay with. You know what I mean? Some of the changes I think are pretty brilliant. I know a lot of people are upset with all the PC language, but I find it kind of entertaining. Like, did you know on social media now, they're calling smoking weed gardening? I love it. Oh, it makes me sound so much more productive. I've been gardening all day. Gardening helps me deal with people.
No, I grew up Jewish, and my wife didn't really grow up around Jews, and so it's fun because sometimes I get to teach her things about Judaism. Like I had to make a will. I live a dangerous life. I fight a lot of spiders. And so when you make a will, you have to say what happens to your remains. Are you buried or cremated? So I had to explain to her, because I'm Jewish, I absolutely need to be pickled. That's our way. If you ever meet old Jewish men, they eat a lot of pickled herring. It's because they're preparing themselves. We decided to have a secular wedding, but she asked me, she's like, what is a Jewish wedding like? And I was like, it's pretty similar to a Christian wedding, but the part where they say, if anyone has any objections, now is your time to speak. We don't do that. Too risky. I don't know if you've ever been around Jews, you don't really open the floor to comments, because it's going to be 40 years.
And so I have like 4 old dude male comic friends who I swear to God are nice enough guys. But they have recently said to me that you can't even flirt anymore, man. You can't even flirt. You talk to a woman, she thinks you're harassing her. And I have this to say. Are you sure you're flirting? Because I've never flirted in my life. I am married, but not because of any interpersonal skills, right? I'm married because of online dating. Online dating is the last bastion of you can go somewhere and look at each other and both of you go, well, I would make out with that. Would you make out with this? And then you move forward from there. And that's why I'm married. Prior to internet dating, I had 2 ways of hitting on guys, and one of them was stone cold sober. If I liked a guy, I would stand next to him for years. Absolutely never successful. Second way, I'd get liquored up. I'd go to the bar. I'd walk up to any promising dude and go, this needs a tune-up. You want in? Neither one of those is flirting. One of them is harassment. Right here. How do we know? How do we know? Because of how the men would respond. That's how we know. Almost all of them said, ew, no. And then some of them said, sure? We then proceeded to have what can only be called consensual but regrettable sex. I don't know. And then I looked up the definition of flirting. Flirting is harassment. That's the definition. It's either successful harassment or unsuccessful harassment. The best definition of flirting I read was this one: an interaction with another person wherein you make the other person feel good about themselves. Ooh. Who's doing that? And then I realized who's doing that, and it's my dad. My father is an aluminum siding salesman, though vinyl is final, steel is for real. Still selling Bellyaching, Milwaukee, windows, doors, anything you need, roofing. But I recently found out that he hit on one of my best friends, Maria Bamford, at my wedding. Now, in his defense, at my wedding, Maria Bamford was a tiny 35-year-old blonde woman, which is his favorite kind of person. But she told me this, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And she said, don't be sorry. He didn't touch me. He didn't even say anything weird. I just got the impression that he thought I was pretty. I was like, that's that crazy definition of flirting. How did he do it? She goes, I have no idea. So, the last time I was home, I had dinner with my dad, and then I had breakfast with my dad. And at breakfast, I said, you hit on Maria Bamford using some weird skill. What was it? He was like, it's a sales technique, Jackie. It's called the post-close warm-up. I've been trying to teach all you kids how to do it since you were born. Is anyone listening to me? He said, I hit on the waitress. We went out to dinner last night. We hit on the waitress last night using the post-close warm-up. You were there. And I was like, I remember you hitting on the waitress, Dad. I also remember it not being successful. And he goes, it's not always going to be successful. It's a waitress. That is a hostage situation. She keeps going away. You can't build any kind of momentum, but you got to practice on someone. By the way, going to dinner with your 84-year-old father in Milwaukee, we're talking Outback, 4:30. Okay. The waitress came to the table. My father looked at the waitress and said, you are very good looking. You look very familiar. Are you an actress? You are very good looking. You look very familiar. Are you an actress? And she said, no, I'm a waitress. What would you like to drink? He got the coffee. She goes away. She comes back. My dad goes, you just seem so familiar to me. I feel a connection with you. Maybe we've met before. And she goes, maybe. I meet a lot of people. What would you like to eat? He got the steak. She goes away. She comes back at the end of the meal. My father goes, well, it's been very nice meeting you. I hope I see you around again. And she goes, maybe. Here's the bill. Now, There are 3 beats to this thing. The first beat you say in a non-threatening general way, well played, nice work. Second beat you say, I feel a connection with you. I'm kind of sorry we've never met before. Third beat, my dad's like, very important. Third beat, you gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. You give it a shot. You say, well, it's been very nice meeting you. I hope I see you around again. If she's interested, she will talk more to you. You will start another round, and eventually you will sell that woman windows. My father, a great deal. And if you were to look at him objectively, actually, I don't recommend that. I recommend you look at him subjectively through the love in my eyes because he's very smart, he's very good with money, he loves talking to people. Actually, like 3 weeks ago, he calls me up and he's like, so I'm watching TV and at the commercial, there's an opportunity to get a free $100 square pillow. I was like, yeah? He goes, yeah. So I called him up and I was like, I'd like my free square pillow. And he said, well, give us your information. I did. I hung up. Moments later, guy calls back, different guy, to sell me a $6,000 electric bed. And I was like, yeah, that's what that's for, Dad. He's like, I know. I talked to him for like 90 minutes. And it was great, $6,000 electric bed. Talked him down to $3,600. And then he finally said, you know, you give me $100 over the phone and then send me $100 a month. We'll bring the bed over to your apartment. And I said, you know, I'm 84. I'm going in tomorrow for heart surgery. If I live, I'll call you back. Click. So he's like, the guy was a pretty good salesman. I think I saved like 3 old people having to talk to that guy. He's very good at a lot of different things. Like he's my brother Russ, who lives in Milwaukee, hangs out with him all the time. He's like, sometimes Dad will tell me that if I get a certain stock in like a week and a half, I can turn it around and make like 10 grand. And I remember the first time he told me that, I was like, really? And he's like, yeah, you should. Don't bother though. And my brother Russ is like, why wouldn't I? No, I want to make 10,000. Why wouldn't I do that? He's like, well, there's not really fun in that. It's because you could make $250,000 if you invest in this other stock. And some sort of mousetrappy kind of Rube Goldberg thing happened, where like a swan came by and rolling a bowling ball. You could make like $250,000. And my brother Russ goes, I think I'm just gonna do the $10,000 thing, Dad. And my dad's like, it's boring, but okay. So he's done it like 6 times, and he has like a Scrooge McDuck pile of money. And I was like, hey, Russ, you got 5 siblings over here. When Dad tells you something like that, why don't you call the rest of us? And my brother Russ goes, why don't you call your dad more often? He's not wrong. I did call my dad not long ago, and I was talking to him, and I said, I was just making conversation. And I said, I turned down a gig. And he goes, you just turned it down. And I said, yeah, didn't want to do it, Dad. And he goes, what was the first thing I taught you? And I was mad because I didn't like his tone of voice. And so I said, I don't know, pick up other people's change. And he became very angry since he's never said that. He said, no, the first thing I taught you all was never say no without a number. And I was like, that does sound familiar. What the heck does it mean? He goes, you don't say no. You say, I'd love to do that. I'm going to need, and then you pick a giant number. And I was like, 17 grand. He's like, that's a good number. He's like, odd number, strong. He's like, I would love to do that. I'm going to need $17,000. And then they say, oh my gosh, we don't have $17,000. And then you say back, well, thank you so much for thinking of me. If your budget ever goes up, keep me in mind. But know that my prices are always rising. So you can turn it down in perpetuity. And I was like, that's the greatest thing in the world. I'm totally going to do that. And I tried to do it, and I did it wrong. I asked for $2,000, and I got it. So I called my dad, and I said, never say no without a number didn't work, Dad. And he goes, yeah, every experience is a learning experience. What'd you ask for? And I said, $2 grand. He said, no, you know what you learned? Everyone has $2 grand. Yes. And now I have $2 grand, but I have to go to Montana in February. My dad is very much an old school capitalist, right? He thinks that there are tools on the table. You either use them or they get used against you. Actually, in his case, there's a third option. He is bored and he uses them on your behalf. It is a lot like trying to iron something poorly in front of your mother, and then she takes the iron and does it for you. That's what happened. My dad lives in what he calls an old people apartment building, and I was like, Dad, you're 84. What's old to you? And he goes, dead. Dead is old. Any day of the week, you can get a free DVD player in this building. And he says, okay, so I'm walking by the common area, and inside the common area, there's an old guy, like 94, 95 years old. He had just gotten out of the hospital. He had just had surgery, and he has Medicare. He has secondary insurance, but he was kind of freaking out. He was almost crying because he had gotten 2 more bills, one from the hospital, one from the surgeon, for more money for like 30 grand, 35 grand, and he was really upset. My dad pauses, and he goes, can you believe people think they got to pay hospital bills? I was like, Dad, they're bills. People pay bills. And he's like, not a hospital. You die on a hospital money. That's a win right there. You send them $5 a month. You're trying. They can't do anything. Can't put a lien on anything or garnish your wages. And if that hospital gets any kind of federal funding, they have to do a certain amount of sliding fee scale billing. They don't want to give you the paperwork, but eventually, I'm like, pardon me, Mr. Incredible, while I take notes and tell several hundred people in Minnesota. You ever see The Incredibles? The most heroic moment of The Incredibles was when that guy finds that paperwork for that old lady. And the rest of the movie, quite nice. But that movie, heroic. Okay. My dad says, I can't handle it. So I go in and I tell the guy, I'm like, get the bills, get your checkbook, we'll come into my apartment, we'll take care of this. So they go back into my dad's apartment, and then my dad gets to call the hospital billing. Fun! It's his favorite thing. So he calls the hospital billing, and he's talking to this woman. He's like, I'm talking to this woman, and I was like, so my buddy owes you $17,000. I'm sitting next to him. You're never gonna see this money. And the hospital billing lady's like, but he was in the hospital. And my dad's like, you've already been paid twice. Medicare, secondary insurance, you're triple dipping. I'm sitting right next to him. He's not going to make it. He's barely sitting up. He was in the hospital just a minute ago. Did you know that? The woman goes, he's not going to make it? Well, could he give us like $600 over the phone with a routing number and then we'll write it off? And my dad's like, yeah, we could totally do that. So they give him a routing number and they hang up. And my dad goes, now we're going to go talk to the surgeon. He's right here in Milwaukee. I'll drive. Lincoln Town Car, 99. They get into the car at around 4:30 in the afternoon on a Thursday. They drive to the surgeon's office. And my dad goes into the surgeon's office. He goes up to the receptionist and says, my buddy owes you 15 grand. He's here. He's got his checkbook. We'd love to talk to the surgeon. The receptionist is like, please come and sit down. So it's 5 to 5 on a Thursday. And my dad is like, starts in with the surgeon. He's like, yeah, you're never going to see this money. Look at this guy. He can barely sit up. He just had surgery. And the surgeon's like, but I did the surgery. He's like, you're triple dipping. You're never going to see this money. Surgeon lasted almost an hour 15. Finally said, give me $200, get the heck out of my office. So they write the check. And they're driving home. And my dad goes, so we're driving home. And I say to the old guy, let's stop at McDonald's and get a senior coffee. You could buy me a senior coffee. Get this, guy would not buy me a senior coffee. 59-cent senior coffee, guy wouldn't do it. And I was like, Dad, why would that guy want to spend another heartbeat with you? You just spent 5 hours telling anyone who would listen that he was a dead person. He's like, yeah, but I just saved him like 30 grand. And I was like, did you do it for the coffee? And he's like, yeah. I don't need to get paid a lot. I just need something. Anyway. My father he's a good guy. When I had breakfast with him, he said, you know, your Uncle Johnny's son Jimmy has the dream job. And I was like, yeah? You know, I'm on TV sometimes, Dad. What's the dream job? And he goes, he drives a cement truck. I was like, wait, that's the dream job? And he goes, yeah, you know the truck that spins? He gets to drive that truck. I was like, yeah, that's the dream job? He said, yeah, you just drive up into buildings and pour cement. I'm like, wait, driving a cement truck is the dream job? And my dad goes, it's the truck that spins, Jackie. So inside of my very sophisticated 84-year-old father is a toddler who would desperately like to drive a concrete mixer. I have been corrected.
I hit a cop car with my car. I don't recommend doing that. I was driving home with my fiance. We were just a few blocks from home. We were passing by this cafe that I go to from time to time. I noticed it peripherally that they were open later than usual. So I turned my head like, oh, they're open later than usual.
When I turned back, the words police were getting closer and closer. I rammed into the cop car's bumper, and my fiance, to her credit, didn't say anything, but I could just feel everything she was thinking. I was like, you're right. You're absolutely right about all of it. The cop car, we're at a light. The cop car turns off to a side street. So then I turn to my fiance, like, should we just get the hell out of here? Like, it's like, no, we can't do that. So then I turn and follow the cop and pull up behind him. Now all of a sudden it's like I'm pulling him over. It's like, maybe I work for the NYPD now. So then we're just sitting and waiting. Cop finally gets out, ambles over. First thing he says is, bad idea hitting a cop car. I was like, yeah, actually, it wasn't my idea. It just happened. Then he was kind of like pacing around. Like, remember when you were a kid and your parents were almost like searching for the punishment? They were beside themselves. So I'm waiting. Finally, he's like, fuck it, I don't want to deal with this. I was like, that was my solution. Then he goes, you were never here. Which I thought was almost existential. Like, are any of us ever really, truly here? Then he turns and walks back to his car. As he's about to get in, he turns back and says, oh, are you okay? I was like, yeah, we're fine. Are you okay? He's like, yeah. Gets into his car, drives away. I turn to my fiance and say, I don't know what these black folks are complaining about. That could not have been a more pleasant exchange. I felt safe, I felt protected, I felt like my life mattered.
I wrote a joke a long time ago to try to shame myself into getting better shape, and it didn't take. I look exactly the same. I feel like I look okay from the front. I still feel good about my front profile look. Not as happy with the side. And for a long time, I didn't know what I looked like from the side. And then somebody took a picture of me when I was not wearing a shirt, or sucking to my gut, or aware that cameras were present. And that was a real eye-opener. That's when I realized that from the front, I look like a dude who lifts weights. From the side, I look like a dude who shouldn't, because it's probably bad for the baby. It's a little rough in the middle. Part of the problem is I do work out, but I don't work out very hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like to go to hardcore gyms. I'm never gonna be a CrossFit guy. I'm more of a YMCA guy. I feel good about myself there. Right? I'm a realist. A lot of happiness in life has to do with putting yourself in favorable matchup situations. If I go to Gold's gym or somewhere, I'm average at best. Right? YMCA, you know, I dominate. My favorite gym I've ever worked out at was this old YMCA in Santa Monica, California. Nothing had been renovated there for probably 40 years, including most of the other members. It was like a nursing home gym. Those seniors respected my feats of strength. And they came from a classier generation that's quick to compliment, and I like all of that very, very much. Like a random ego stroke. One time I was doing the tricep press down, and this little old lady, Connie, was patiently waiting her turn, like a decent person. And then when she went to use the machine, she forgot to move the pin to a lighter weight, and she just kind of struggled for quite some time. And then she figured out what happened, and she turned to me and she goes, my goodness, you just lifted that. Well, aren't you strong? I couldn't even move it. And I thought that was adorable. I also thought, of course you couldn't move it, Connie. Look at yourself. Like 90 pounds, old bird bones, paper mache. Are you kidding me, Con? I'm pre-gaming on creatine, whey protein shakes. You look like you're getting ready on hard candy and formaldehyde. Why don't you look at that fan, Connie? Look at it. I turn that fan to high, you're stuck to that wall. This is my gym, Connie! Part of the problem, not being in great shape, is my nutrition program. It's not great. I live in a house full of a lot of mixed nutritional signals. My wife, she says she wants me to eat better, my wife Lindsay, but I don't necessarily believe it. Because her actions don't go along with her words. She'll say she wants me to eat healthier, but then she bakes me delicious treats. Because she loves me through food. I think it's competing instincts inside of her. Part of her does want me to, eat really well so I can live a long time and she doesn't have to die alone. But another part of her wants to fatten me up just enough so that no other woman will ever want me. Because that makes her feel secure and safe. She'll do this ridiculous thing where she'll make my favorite treat. Like she'll make me chocolate chip cookies with like little walnut chunks, and then I'll start to eat them, and she'll be like, Dan, what are you doing? How many of those are you going to have today? I was going for all of them. I'm sorry, I thought these were delicious cookies. I didn't realize you had baked me shame biscuits and guilt wafers.
Mothers are truly incredible. She's on top of everything before it's ever a problem. She told me this. She's like, I got this app. I want to be ready when our boys start using a computer. I'm like, they're 9 months old and 3 years old. Do we need this? She's like, we need this. She's like, this app will let us know any website they visit, even if they delete something in their search history. I'm like, do we need this? She pushes a button, up pops up a bunch of adult sites, recently visited on her home computer. And my wife was mad, very mad. And I was like, let me talk to them. These kids are disgusting.
I miss sarcasm. I feel like people on the East Coast are a lot more sarcastic than they are around here. You guys have a good sense of humor, but it's not the same. I look for it in people. I remember when we were moving out of our last apartment into our new apartment, my wife goes to the movers, which are just 3 giant Russian guys. She goes, we need to be out of this place and into our new place in 3 hours. Could we do that? What do you think about that? That's how much money we have. And one of the Russian guys goes to the other Russian guy. He goes, 3 hours. Maybe if magic happens. And I was like, good. That is good. I love knowing that guy has maybe 6 phrases in his back pocket to survive in a new country. And one of them is, maybe if a magic were to happen.
Yeah, I moved to Minnesota last year in the month of January. And that's how you die. 8-month winters are brutal. God. When I hit my 1-year mark of living there, some of my friends were like, oh, how did you celebrate? I was like, oh, I just walked into my bathroom like it was a prison cell and etched 1 tally. I did learn a lot by moving there then. I learned that, God forbid you try using a bidet there in the winter. That water feels like local anesthesia. Did not feel my beehole for 5 months. It's such a weird state. Right when I moved there, I turned on the TV and there were commercials for vacations to Alaska. And that's when I knew I f***ed up. I was like, oh, these are broken people. If Alaska is their Cancun. Living in Minnesota and going on vacation to Alaska is like owning a Nissan Sentra and going on vacation and renting a Nissan Sentra. That's the same terrible. Minnesota was a tough sell, though. I found out also when I got there that they have some of the highest state taxes. I was like, for why? You're cold and expensive? That's like a dog who's ugly and bites. Put it down. Let's get out of here. Skedaddle. And I moved there from Washington, where there are no state taxes. So now anytime my boyfriend tries to start a fight with me, I'm like, oh, Let me remind you that being your girlfriend now costs me $38 a day. Let me set the thermostat to 72. Off. Let's pick our battles today.
Glad we're eating out again. I've had some great exchanges with waiters and waitresses over the years. There's an actual exchange I had with a waiter at an Italian restaurant in New York City not too long ago. Hi, is it possible to get a decaf espresso? You're the worst. Okay. I don't mean to be all lawyerly, but that was a yes or no question. But if you want to go with you're the worst, that works fine. Anyway, give me a decaf espresso with a big spoon of ketchup in it. Now I'm really bad. I was in a diner in Oklahoma. I ordered a salad, and she goes, what kind of dressing? I said, Italian. She leaned in and whispered something to me, but I didn't understand her. I go, what's that? She goes like, it's not good. What's not good? The Italian dressing. It's not good. It's not good. What's not good about it? It's not that tangy. Maybe you and I have different standards for tangy. Which dressing should I get? I'd go with Thousand Island. I don't like Thousand Island. I'll have the Italian. Are you sure it's not good? What part of it's not good don't you understand? We'll end that one right there.
So I've been going down to Ocean City, New Jersey a lot, and they had this issue where this is a real thing. Seagulls were dive bombing people on the boardwalk, and they were knocking food out of their hands and knocking hats off ladies' heads. So the local government in Ocean City, New Jersey, their solution to this, after much deliberation, was to hire a birds of prey company to release hawks into the air to go to war with the seabirds? What the f***? That was your solution? And one of my favorite things to witness in life is this thing that I call the I f***ed up at work walk, where you messed up at your job and you have to tell your boss, and you're not going to get fired, but he's going to be a real piece of about it. So you're kind of just trudging, you know, you're bummed out. And I saw a guy doing that on the boardwalk, and I will paint a colorful description as to what this man looked like. In his one hand, he had a little hood. How little? You might be wondering. A hood so little it would fit perfectly on a hawk's head. And on his other hand, he had a big, scary, thick leather glove going up to his shoulder. And this next part, I feel like I actually don't have to say because you're probably already picturing it in your head, but just in case I'm missing some people, long gray ponytail down his back. You saw it? You saw it. We all saw it. And this guy's trudging. And he goes up to his boss, who looked exactly like him, except his long gray ponytail was like 6 inches longer, you know, to show rank. Excuse me. And our first guy, he goes up to his boss and goes, I messed up! And his boss goes, what happened? And he goes, I lost the bird! And his boss goes, how do you lose a bird? And I go, may I interject? It's a bird. I would imagine, is it the wings? Did it use its wings? Its God-given wings? Oh, okay, they flew away, you idiot. That's how. I'm not a business expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I would imagine part of the risk assessment when you open up a hawk company. Some of them are gonna fly away. They're gonna fly away. Hey, you lose a bird. Oh my God, it hit me over the head with a fish, stole my iPhone, hailed an Uber, and drove away.
To the doctor, and I'm at that age now where the doctor puts his finger in my ass, which is weird because it was a dentist. And no, it's weird because, I'm fine with it. Like, I don't have a problem with the doctor doing that. But they always feel like they got to make a joke first before they, like, to lighten the mood. They're going to give me a little humor. Here's the thing. I'm a comedian. Don't tell me a joke. Okay? You don't tell me a joke, and then afterwards, I won't stuff my finger up your ass. How about that? So sure enough, the guy goes, all right, turn around. I got the gown on. It opens in the back. He goes, lean on the table, spread your legs. Pretend like you're getting arrested. I'm like, ha, ha, ha. I turn around. He's wearing a full policeman's uniform. I'm like... So now he puts on a glove. He opens up a bottle of KY jelly, dunks his finger, pulls up a big dripping glop of KY. I'm just looking at the guy like, dude, how tight do you think my is at this point? You could pretty much... That would have gotten you in. So he sticks it in, which I was ready for. But what I wasn't prepared for was this move. He goes like this. And the worst thing was, it felt amazing. And then I was sad for like 2 days. I was sullen. Any doctors here tonight? Clap if you're a doctor. Right over here in the corner. What type of doctor are you?
I'm a psychologist.
You're a psychologist.
Yeah.
Do we have any doctors here tonight? Are there any actual doctors in the house? Like a doctor? No, I'm kidding. That's not fair. That's not fair. I'm sure you've probably helped a lot of people, and that's great. Because here's the thing about being a doctor, and again, no slight on you, but there's different types of doctors. There's different levels of being a doctor, and you can't just be whatever kind of doctor you feel like being. You have to go to medical school, study really hard, and then depending on your grades, you're qualified to be certain types. Like, you don't just graduate and go, I think I'm gonna work on brains. And then they look at your report card and they're like, no, we got you down for feet. We're gonna do feet, toenails, like that. And then if you score lower than that, they're like, yeah, we can't have you working on grown-ups. You gotta be a pediatrician for now. Till you get better. And you gotta think, when you're on one knee all day with a flashlight in your teeth, pulling people's ass cheeks apart, you gotta stop and go, I drank too much senior year. I should have focused. Because now I'm an asshole doctor.
Let's get this out of the way. I am aware of my accent as well. I don't need you guys just staring at me, being like, where's it come from? Because that happens every show I do. The first 5 minutes, they won't let me be a person with thoughts. It's just a guessing game. They're like, is it Texas? No. Mississippi? I'm like, don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. I just tell them, Tennessee. I'm from Tennessee. Every time I'm like, oh, you like a redneck? I'm like, absolutely not. It's highly offensive what you just said. Then they're like, you like a hillbilly? I relate. But if you meet an actual hillbilly, you have made a terrible mistake. You need to get off their property. They don't like that. That's like their only rule. Get! Oh, he said get with an I. Go. I get it. They also want to know, too, like, especially people that have never been to the South, fascinated, like, what's the South really like? What's it really like? I'm like, well, It's probably like 8 or 10 of the coolest cities, full of the coolest people, very just unique and just a meld of different human beings and cultures. It's amazing, and the rest of it is exactly what you've heard. But more intense than you can imagine. And then they're always like, well, what's the worst part of the South? I'm like, Alabama, before you finish that question. You guys know, all right. And they're always, every time though, they're always like, well, what about Mississippi? I'm like, that's not their fault. Historically, the worst education system in our country since the start. They don't know any better. In Alabama, they know better. They just don't give a shit. That got applause in Birmingham. It's not what I was going for. I was trying to shame them. And they were like, that's us. Yeah. Roll Tide. I know how the accent sounds. I'm aware. It sounds dumb. I get it. It's a scam. We're all running. People think we're way dumber than we actually are. It's the opposite of the British accent. Think about it. Yeah, they sound smart, but if you listen, you're like, oh, you're dumb as hell. I get it. There's certain words I shouldn't say. Makes people uncomfortable. Like, my wife is Jewish. Just saying that, people are like, hey, easy. Careful. I'm like, what? I married a Jew. People are like, I know you can't say that. Like, you can't say that. We just had a baby. I made a Jew. People are like, I gotta get out of here. He's trying to get people fired. Don't go over there. I did. I made a Jew, you guys. You can applaud. That's cool. It would have been weird if you kind of applauded and then didn't. You guys came through. I didn't know growing up I could make a Jew. I didn't know. But I can, and I did. Pretty cool. What happened was my wife is Jewish, and her vagina, also Jewish. And the baby came out of there, Jew. It's science. And religion, I think. I don't understand. It's confusing. I don't ask a lot of questions. But he's got blonde hair and blue eyes. I Nazi-proof that son of a bitch. You can laugh out loud. That's a good thing I did. You guys can enjoy yourself here at the comedy show. Feel free. That joke 3 or 4 years ago was just historically funny, and then it got relevant again. I'm just saying, I did not see them making a comeback. I didn't. Fascinating. 3 or 4 years ago, people laughed and were like, that's funny. Now people laugh and like, that's good you did that. I get this question a lot because I sound like I do and then I say the stuff I do. How'd you get that way? It's confusing. You sound, like you sound, but the stuff you say is not from where you're from. Like, I had to evaluate it, and it's like, I think it's because my parents are pretty cool people. Like, my dad's a football coach and teacher. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I called him before he retired like a couple years ago. I was like, hey man, what do you do during the day? He's like, you need to mind your own business is what you need to do. Yes, sir, coach. My mom's an English teacher and a maniac. That's what she does. Sure, her name is Storm. Yeah, that's weird, right? I was in my 20s before I was like, that is weird. Because when you're little, you're just like, I guess everyone's mom's named after an American gladiator. That's how it is. That's Steven's mom, Laser. I lived in Seattle for a while, and they came to visit my parents. And there's a WNBA team there named the Seattle Storm. And I was like, is there anything you guys want to do while you're here? Like anything special? And my mom was like, I want to go see that Seattle Storm play. And I was like, why? She's like, because their name's I Hate You So Much. Smart ass. I was a professional smart ass. I had no interest in going in the game, and my dad was like, I like fundamental basketball. You gotta listen to him, he's kinda mean. So I got them tickets, they went to the game, they came back. My dad walked past me like nothing happened. I was like, hey Mom, what's going on? How was the game? It was great, I think I might be homophobic. What happened at the game? She's like, well, they were great seats. Thank you so much. We're down close, and action started happening. We were having fun, and then there was like a timeout, and then there were a lot of lesbians there. I was like, you don't have to whisper that word. That's their preferred word. She said, okay. Well, there are a lot of, I can't not whisper it. I don't know why. I was like, okay, there are a lot of lesbians there, Mom, yeah. And she was like, yeah, and then when there's the timeout, they'd all start making out and like their tongues going everywhere. I was like, oh, I don't like this. I was like, huh. Well, if there had been a bunch of straight couples there making out during the timeout, would that have bothered you? Yes. Stop making me see your tongue in public. I don't like that. I'm like, oh, Mom, you don't like public displays of affection, PDA. You're not homophobic. And she was like, oh, thank God. It's in there. I didn't like it, but it was in there, you know? And that was the moment where I was like, oh, this is how I am the way I am. Because my neurotic mother, my whole life, has been like, have you worried about something that doesn't exist and can't happen yet? She go worry about that.
You know, I have 4 older brothers, okay? 3 of my older brothers, super fun. Life of the party. One of my older brothers, kind of a hard ass, bit of a bully. When we were kids, he would beat us more than our parents. That's just wrong. Now, guess which one of my brothers became a cop? So I called him by accident. You ever call the wrong sibling? I was like, hello? I'm like, oh. Now I gotta think of something to say. So like, well, kids. He has kids, I have kids. We get that out of the way, 5 minutes. Hey man, what's going on? Just checking in, seeing how you doing, you know? Just got Nellie, that's my youngest daughter. Just got Nellie your last set of vaccinations, so she's all caught up. Yeah, we're not gonna be doing that around here. We're gonna keep our DNA intact. Now, my brother knows my daughter is adopted. I have 3 daughters. They're all from China because I'm terrified of my DNA. And I'm sorry, I don't understand how it can be in this day and age that an educated person can be against something as fundamentally beneficial as a vaccine. And then it hit me. You know why they're against it? Because other people are for it. The end. That's it. You just have to be for something, and they'll show up. It's all they have. It's what they do. Go online tomorrow morning and just quietly post, I like French toast. Check back in 20 minutes.
French toast! Breakfast of the privileged? What else do you like for breakfast? Genocide? Where do you work?
But his reasoning drives me crazy. I ain't getting vaccinated. I don't know how it works. Right. That's why we went out and got some people smarter than you. So we can have fun stuff like open heart surgery and airplanes. I don't know how zippers work. But every morning I put my faith in the science. Leave the house fairly certain I'm not going to be in line at the bank with my out. It all comes down to fear. It's just fear. I'm afraid I'm going to get sick, so I want everything you have. I want pills, I want shots, I want surgery, I want everything you can give me. But my brother, he's much smarter than I am. He's an independent thinker. He thinks what all the other independent thinkers think. That the government, the same people in charge of the post office and the DMV, are also behind a massive global genetic super conspiracy that I will believe when I can buy one stamp in under 45 minutes.
My favorite thing is like people still, no matter how crazy it is in New York, people still want to come to New York. They still want to come. People dream of coming to New York. They always tell me it's my dream of going to New York City. And we know why. New Yorkers, we know why. You want something crazy to happen. You want to see something wild. You want your weird New York story. I always tell them, come. It'll happen. We aim to please. The homeless will always provide. I'm sorry, the unhoused. Cupcake? Cupcake? I don't know. I realized that that's our PC term now, is unhoused. And look, I was an English major in college. I'm down to play with language. Let's do this. But we can talk about unhoused, can't we? It's goofy. I'll tell you why. Number one, that's the same word. You can't convince me otherwise. I have a thesaurus. You ain't gonna lie to me. And two, it sounds worse. Right? Homelessness sounds like a situation that could not have been prevented. Unhoused sounds like somebody just rolled up on them and was like, I'll be taking this. And no more house for you. The second I heard it, I was like, what an elitist, privileged way of describing a situation, right? Right, you can hear it right away. Did you hear about Janice? She was recently unhoused. That's the kind of word that is only used to make the speaker of said word feel better about acknowledging a situation they know nothing about. It just makes them uncomfortable to acknowledge it, so they created a word as a buffer, but there's no progress in that word. There is no help in that word. And if you've ever lived in that situation, then there are a bunch of words you would have used instead of that word. Like, I was shocked. I was like, nobody thought of nomad? That's my first choice. Can you imagine you roll up on a homeless person? What up, my nomadic brother? Way to stay off the grid, man. I, too, am anti-establishment. Some of the words, honestly, some of the changes I'm okay with. You know what I mean? Some of the changes I think are pretty brilliant. I know a lot of people are upset with all the PC language, but I find it kind of entertaining. Like, did you know on social media now, they're calling smoking weed gardening? I love it. Oh, it makes me sound so much more productive. I've been gardening all day. Gardening helps me deal with people.
But let me offer you some advice that I wish someone had offered me before I had children, because I didn't know this, which is this. When you're traveling with your family, when you have children, and you travel with said children through the airport, you can be randomly selected by TSA, who will suddenly decide to start peppering your children with questions to make sure that you are not kidnapping them. How fun's that? And I didn't know this was even a thing until it happened to my little family at Denver International Airport. We're traveling through the airport, ready to go. To give you an idea of my son Malcolm's desire to talk to strangers that day, let me explain to you his outfit. He was wearing headphones, not plugged into anything at all, fingerless gloves, and winter boots on a 95-degree day. I ask you, is that the outfit of a 3-year-old who'd like to dialogue with a stranger? I'd argue not. And yet, nevertheless, we're passing through security, and suddenly a TSA guy is in Malcolm's face. And he's just like, hey, son, what's your name? And Malcolm's like, Malcolm? He goes, okay, good. Is that your brother over there? He goes, yeah. He goes, what's your brother's name? He goes, Ellis. He goes, okay. Are those your parents? And Malcolm goes, I think so. Can you think of a worse answer than I think so? No is actually a better answer. No is like, it's an uncle, it's a godparent, produce some paperwork, get to the bottom of it. But I think so. That's what they've been telling me since they took me from the campsite 4 days ago. And when I say otherwise, they hit me so very hard. So I think so. And we were like, Malcolm, tell that dude where your parents, what are you doing? Tell him, where are your parents? And the guy's like, son, I'm gonna ask you one more time, and this is very important. Are those two your parents? And Malcolm goes, uh-huh. Like clearly under duress. Uh-huh, mm-hmm. And then they just let us through because they're TSA and they're inept. TSA is like, hey, what if we took the crew of a Times Square McDonald's, put them in charge of global security? What's everybody think? Good idea or not? We get through the x-ray machine miraculously. I'm retrieving my bag, and this other dad who was in line, he came up to me and he goes, I'm not gonna lie, dude, that made me nervous. I go, made you nervous? If I don't get these two to Reno by Tuesday, I'm out $150K. That's my year, bud. That's my year. The exception to the rule of Malcolm's shyness is women. He likes talking to women. In fact, he'll only talk to women, which I so get. Men are the worst. If I had the option of never talking to a man again my entire life, I would take that option. But men keep talking to me, and it feels rude not to respond, so I have to engage. My son, he's under no such societal constraints. He can talk to whoever he wants to talk to, and he's decided that's only going to be women. So the other day, we were at the park, We were playing delivery guys, because my son will only play working class games. Yeah. Delivery guys, firefighters, EMTs, construction workers. Something lets me know he doesn't respect what I do for a living at all. So we're playing delivery guys. And a woman comes running through the park, right where we're playing. She's got earbuds on, she's jogging, she's minding her own business. And my son Malcolm, he just goes, "Hey, you!" Yeah, like real delivery guy energy, you know? Just cat calls her, "Hey, you!" And she stops and takes her earbuds out. She's like, yeah, yes? He goes, "We're delivery guys." She goes, "Oh, yeah?" He goes, "Yeah, my brother, my dad, me, we're delivery guys." And she goes, "Well, what are you delivering?" And he goes, "We're on a break." Like, I'm not pretending to know my son's eventual sexual preference. But if he ever decides that it is, in fact, women, he's already gaslighting at a high school level. Once he figures out that women love it when you tell him to smile more, he's gonna crush. And I can feel a lot of women in the room not liking where that joke went. But I set up the joke by saying men are the worst, and then I ended the joke by giving an example of men being the worst. So I ask you, is it the joke that you don't like, or do you just hate foreshadowing?
My dad has spent his whole life running from himself. His whole fucking life. What's going on? Get the car, get the dog. We're going to the beach now. Can relax, Dad. We're on holidays. We could be on holidays faster. Dad treats life like a race. It's like a job to get done. Get born, grow up, meet someone, get married, have kids, retire, dead. Good, done. Done, good. Life's done. Good. What's next? Looks like the afterlife needs a mow. Let's mow the afterlife. Let's get that job done. Dad never looks inward. He's just going, "You won't get me, life. I'm fucking going too quick to feel. You won't catch me." I wish I was like that, you know, just running through life, leaving a wake of mentally ill children behind me.
I mentioned my wife. She's from the Upper West Side. She's a New York Jewish lady. I love Jews, man. Can we give it up for the Jews? I love Jews, man. Not Jews. I love Jews too, but I love Jews, man. I always have. Where I grew up, it's a very Jewish town. I grew up in Ohio, 60% Jewish town. So where I grew up, the Jews were the jocks. Right? I think that's different from most people's experience of Jews. Like, I was the one, in my high school, Jews were the ones snapping you with a towel in the locker room. Like, Jews were like the jocks. They were manly men. And I think like most high schools in the country, it's Austin pitches to Cayton, throws to Graham, touchdown! At my high school, it was Avi pitches to Moshe, throws to Elon, L'chaim! It wasn't until I got to college, people started talking bad about Jews. I was just like, oh, those same guys that took us to state? Elon Gerber threw for 4,400 yards, dog. We called him Jew Breeze. Those Jews could toss that pigskin, boy. I think about spirituality. I like God, man. I never am going to ask if you guys like God. We're at a 7 p.m. comedy show. It's not the time, right? There's not a lot of believers at comedy clubs. I believe in God because there's stuff that I can't explain to you guys, right? There's things that don't make sense to me. I haven't stepped in dog poop in 15 years, man. Yeah, it does deserve an applause, sir. It does. It's remarkable. I lived in Brooklyn for 10 of those 15 years. Everybody has a pit bull. I've never stepped in it. That's somebody looking out for me, man. His name's the Lord. I believe in God because you guys are... when Randy Johnson hit a pigeon in a baseball game, man. Sports fans out there, it was, to give you context, it was 2003. He was the most badass dude in the world with a baseball in his hand. And during a game, a pigeon flew so low, directly across home plate, it got pummeled with an 103-mile-an-hour fastball. I was 17 years old. I was on the couch in my underwear. I was just like, it was real, man. If you got a bunch of MIT grad students to get together to calculate the probability of that happening, it was... You guys are out here expecting miracles and meaning, and it's like, no, dude, it's dog poop. It's Randy Johnson. Jesus and French toast.
I'll tell you a bit about myself to get us acquainted. I think of myself as a self-made man. That's my thing, right? By that I mean I left home at 18 with nothing but the shirt on my back and every conceivable privilege. Still got them. White, male, middle class, and if they invent any more, I dare say I shall have them too. I'm very lucky. I own a house. You can't... Thank you. Yeah, it's hard saying that to people in their 20s. You can watch their dreams die in real time. It's not fair. I say I own a house. My wife owns a house. I own a wife. So that's good. Lived in London, the sprawling metropolis that is London, for the last 15 years. And then 5 years ago, I moved to the hipster capital of Britain, Bristol, as the result of losing an argument about starting a family. I left the city I love to be with the woman I like. And she hates that joke, and she's absolutely right to. We now live in Bristol, up a hill, in a creative community full of wankers. It's not a gated community. It is quite a steep hill. And everyone, if you like that, you're going to enjoy the rest of the show. This is going to be fun. Let's relax. Everyone, when I say it's creative, it's like everyone on our street has an arty job, right? So we've got comedian, we've got a DJ, a videographer, a dancer, a musician, and one architect to give the rest of us a sense of perspective. Sure you're artistic, but if you tried. And I've got to tell you, the area is gentrifying really nicely in a way that I am absolutely responsible for. When I first moved there, brunch on a Sunday was £8. Now it's £13.50. You're welcome. That's me. I did that. And if anything, it's too comfortable. It's a really comfortable place to live. So I'll give you an example. We take the children, local kids, we take them on, my own children. I've said local kids there as if we're some sort of Pied Piper couple. And we're like, come children, let's go on a walk. No, not at all. We have two fabulous children, lovely, lovely little boy, and the girl one's good too. And I've known him longer. We go on walks and we go to the forest, right? The forest is technically a cemetery, but there's no point getting into that at this stage. And what we've noticed is such is the nature of our groovy, creative community that someone from the community has been sneaking into the forest and nailing lots of little 4-inch high doors to the bases of the tree trunks. Have you seen anything like this? Little fairy doors, right? You've seen them. So it's all twee and it's all sweet and the children come along and have an important cultural experience and go, oh, this must be where the fairies live. Not my son. My son's like, well, they're out, but there we are. And that's why they do it. But the problem is, we're such a bunch of wankers that all of the couples have gone home and go, have you seen it? Have you seen the forest? I can't whittle. I can't carve. How will we contribute? And so what they've done is everyone's gone back and added little embellishments. They've put little accoutrement in the... That's a fun word, isn't it? Accoutrement. They've put like a little rocking chair in the front garden. Someone's cut up a doormat into inch squares and put little fairy doormats for the fairies to wipe their little booties on. Someone's got a lolly stick and 2 bits of string and made a little swing on a nearby branch. It's twee as hell, and it's my duty to disrupt it. So what I've done is I went to a doll's house furniture shop and bought a load of white goods, like fridge freezers, microwave ovens, and I just left them outside in the fairies' front gardens to rust. Get a scale electric car, set fire to it, leave it smoking on its edge outside. Bring the area into disrepute, some miniature police tape here, some tiny crack pipes there. And what I did last night, I snuck in, I put a tiny white tent in one of the front gardens. Yeah, so it looks like there's been a murder. Take my son through it earlier today. Yeah, I think the cat got him. Ooh, nasty. It's not true, of course. I haven't done that. What I've done is I've decided to take it far too far in the opposite direction. So what I've done is I got on Etsy.com and I bought a job lot of about 200 of these fairy doors. And night after night, I've been sneaking in, adding more and more fairy doors, right? More doors, everywhere you can, every inch plastered with doors, up trees, up branches, doors, 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 until the area is completely oversubscribed, right? Doors everywhere. And so many doors, eventually the fairies, they're going to need somewhere to get their coffee, aren't they? So a little artisanal coffee shop there, maybe a vegan upholsterer's over here. Doors, 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 doors. And then at the very end, what I'm going to do tomorrow is sneak in with an armful of tiny little estate agent signs, start sticking them everywhere, as all of the local fairies are priced out of the area by these fluttering iridescent wankers from London. That's the plan. That's the plan. I recently achieved the dream of every middle-class person. I had a bit of work done on the house. Had a new kitchen put in. I stress, we're not wealthy, but we came into some money on the death of an elderly relative upon which I had bet heavily. Come on, Uncle Oscar, Daddy needs a kitchen island. So we got this work done, and I don't know if there are any men in the audience who are man enough to admit that when you meet a proper man, you go a bit funny, right? Like if you see, walking down the street, if you see a guy who's like wearing overalls, he's got paint all over them, and you see him and you go, there goes a proper man, and you go a bit limp, you know, oh, he's proper. All it really means, of course, is that he's not that good at painting. And what happens, and I don't want to do this happens despite my best endeavours, I open the door to them and I do a bit of a voice, right? I don't know what it is. These guys turn up, I'm like, all right, let's wait. Like, where is that coming from? What is that? I'm going, all right, cup of tea, cheeky Stella, all right, lovely. I think on some level I'm trying to sort of leverage a friendship with them in order to create the possibility of the discount for cash. Don't know if anyone's ever pulled that off. All right, lads, cup of tea, discount for cash. What that is, I'll give you the cash, you knock the VAT off, everybody's laughing, apart from obviously the schools and the hospitals. Anyway, and they must know. They must know, right? When I turn up like this, they must go around the corner and go, he's rather patronising, isn't he? Yes, he is. He is condescending to us, talking down to us, isn't he? Yes, yes, he's trying rather hard. That's what she said, careful. And we tried to do the whole job in a week, right? They wanted to get it done in a week. So at one point, they were all in the living room. Now, our living room is underneath our kitchen with this little squeezy house on a hill. And all 5 of them were downstairs in the living room having a chat, right? So there was a chippy, a sparky. You've got another lingo. There was whatever the a plumber is. Cheeky dolphin. I don't know. Splash Harry. And a bender? That's unlikely, I think. And a gaffer and a spaffer, which is my word for a plasterer. I've made that up myself. You're welcome. Spaff, spaff, spaff. It's harder than it looks. So all 5 of them were in there, and I went in to offer them a coffee, right? And I panicked because I didn't know how to address them together. And I walked in and I went, all right, men. I don't know why I said that. I think I was going to go for lads, and then I bailed out halfway through the sentence. I turned up, men, as if I'm the brigadier at the back of the battlefield on a white horse. And I'm expecting you, obviously, to die tomorrow in your hundreds of thousands. But for now, can I offer you a coffee? So they all said yes. So 2 minutes later, I'm standing upstairs in the kitchen, at the worktop, in front of a coffee pod machine I already feel bloody guilty about. And I've got 5 pods on the worktop in front of me, thinking, am I really going to chuck 5 pods at these bastards, right? What if they want another coffee later on? They're here all week. This is going to bankrupt me, right? I'm going to have to kill another relative. They're not the usual pods, is my point. They're from a special collection called simply Regime. And so I've got the 5, I scoot them up, I've got 5 pods in one hand, I've got a jar of dirty instant coffee in the other hand, and I'm looking from one to the other, trying to make my mind up. When I look up, and one of the builders is standing on a ladder looking in through the kitchen window. There is no other thought I could possibly have been contemplating. I ended up having to do a sort of extended improvised act out to my wife, who was not in the building, saying to her out loud, oh, all right, darling, what have you done there? What are you doing getting this instant muck? Nothing but the best for my boys. Sorry.
So I know a lot of you saw me get 3rd place on America's Got Talent. Thank you. America's Got Talent is an amazing show to be part of. It is definitely a little weird because it's the largest talent show in the world. But it's like comedy versus whatever, right? Like, do you like one-legged unicyclists? How about two dogs in a duffel bag? Doesn't make any sense, this show. And I don't mind getting third place. That's actually great. You know, I'm touring all over, and, well, I'm here tonight. Well, because this is what third gets you. Yeah, f*** you, Hollywood. I'm going to Greenwood Village. Yeah. Vegas can suck it too. I'd rather be here any damn day. Well, I live here. It's great, you know. Again, third place is amazing, but the thing is, me getting third place just proves once again that Americans have no idea how to vote. Every chance you get, you f*** it up, man. Well, this guy seems like a real dumbass, huh? That's my guy, yeah. America's Got Talent, though, is they want to like get you to say crazy things in these interviews, so they'll be goating me like, so Josh, do you think that you're funnier than a little girl that can sing Pavarotti? I'm sure hope so. I know I could hip check her in the hallway, and I never wanted to beat up kids more in my life. Little talented, get out of here. I will say this about America's Got Talent: it's very inclusive to the disabled community. Yeah. I mean, some people call it exploitation, but that's... No, it is a very inclusive show. Like, you know, I have cerebral palsy, and there's amazing acts like Cody Lee. He's blind and autistic. Man, he's amazing. Such an amazing talent. And then, like, it just all walks of life, like ballerinas with no arms, and like all the way down to magicians. I'm not sure what spectrum that is, but they're definitely on it. Again, I don't mind getting third place. But do you understand how humiliating it is to lose to a magician? I've never been more embarrassed in my whole life, I'm telling you.
We were at a restaurant. We were at a vegetarian restaurant. Lot of people. I didn't know all of them. And I did. We're there with a group, and I made the mistake of casually mentioning I was not vegetarian. And this one dude, most people are cool, one dude, what? You'll eat a steak? Yeah. Oh, but you don't want to watch them murder the cow. Nailed it. I love my brother. I don't want to watch my parents. You don't have to drag everything back to the point where it's awful. Everything is awful eventually. So I know a couple from back home, back east. The husband did not get vaccinated. The wife did get vaccinated. The husband got COVID. The wife did not get COVID. Do you know why? Because the husband was standing in front of the wife when the wind blew the COVID at them. You can be wrong. It's okay. When did that become illegal? You can make a mistake. You don't lose time off of your life. I was at a yard sale, not to brag. Yeah, I'm a big shot. I go to yard sales. No, we're at a yard sale. And there was this stack of old People magazines. People magazines that were old. Not Old People magazine. Not like Matlock Watcher. Denture Enthusiast. And my favorite, Extremely Legal. And there was a People magazine from 1986, and the cover story was, "The Most Respected Man in America, Reader's Poll." You know who it was? Bill Cosby. Reagan came in second. True. We made a mistake. We didn't know. He was the most respected man in America. And then he went to prison. And then they let him out. I think they were afraid he was going to commit suicidal-frizzles. I went to high school in the 1980s. Every guy in my graduating class had a mullet. Seemed like a good idea at the time. You look in my yearbook now, it looks like I went to high school with a lesbian separatist militia. One day we'll be like that about vaping. Seemed like a good idea. The great taste of steam. And the ultimate example of we didn't know. Michael Jackson. We didn't know. And he didn't give us any signs. Who would have thought that a glow-in-the-dark skeleton who dressed like Napoleon and lived by himself in an abandoned amusement park with other people's children and a feral chimp would have such a creepy dark side?
Many years ago, I farted on Jessica Simpson. Now, to some of you, apparently that's a complete story. There's a lot more to it, okay? I don't just go around crop dusting celebrities. She earned it. Here's what happened. I was living in Los Angeles, and I was flying home to Cincinnati for Thanksgiving. It was a red-eye flight, left LA at 1 a.m., stopped in Texas, then that same plane continued on to Cincinnati. Now, the airport is dead this time of night. I'm not really paying attention to anybody, and I give the lady my ticket, and I start to walk down onto the plane. The jet bridge is backed up, and I noticed a girl standing directly in front of me is Jessica Simpson. Now, at that time, she was married to Nick Lachey, who is also from Cincinnati. At the time, he was always seen around town at sporting events and nightclubs. His whole family still lived there. It's Thanksgiving. I thought, that's probably where she's headed too. So just making conversation, I go, "You going to Cincinnati?" And she was like, are you talking to me? No. Why would I go to Cincinnati? And in my head, I was like, well, aside from the list of reasons that I just came up with, is that a crazy question to ask anyone getting on a plane that's going to end up in Cincinnati? But I kept my cool. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to pry. I just thought maybe you're going to visit your husband or his family for the holidays. I said, I'm a stand-up comedian. I've actually met him a few times. He's always been a really cool guy. And she goes, I'm sure you've met my husband. And I was like, no, you did. I was upset, okay? Because I, nor anyone, ever deserves to be treated that way. I don't care who you are or how many times I've downloaded pictures of you and then photoshopped myself into them. That's not the point right now. And I would have been able to get over it if I was sitting anywhere else on that plane. But she's in the last row of first class, and I'm one row back in coach across the aisle. So every time I glance up, I see her in her big comfy chair, getting whatever she wants brought to her the second she asks for it. And every time I looked at her, I got mad again. And I thought about my friends back in Ohio. The whole time I lived in Hollywood, the only thing they ever asked me was, have you met anybody famous yet? Now I finally had. What was I going to say? Yeah, she's not very nice. That's a boring story. So. We land in Texas. I'm wide awake in the middle of the night, and I decide, you know what? I'm going to just get off the plane, I'm going to get some food, and then I'm going to get back on before it takes off. So I step out into the aisle. She's just waking up, and by the time she gets her stuff together, she ends up directly behind me while we're waiting for the front door to open when I felt it. And it wasn't like my stomach hurts. It was, this is God letting me get my revenge for the way that I was treated a couple hours ago. Right? And even then, I was like, I shouldn't do it. If it makes a sound, everybody's going to know it was me. Plus, the power of the plane had been turned off, so the air wasn't circulating anymore. So there were going to be a lot of civilian casualties. You know what I'm saying? Some serious collateral damage. But it's all I could think to do. I knew at that moment it was going to be that story or no story. So I throw it out there, and it's awful. Okay? It was unacceptable. There were people turning around like they might be able to spot it in the air. They were just like... And I wanted to turn around to see if she was making a face, but I knew I couldn't do it without laughing. So I'm like, the door's still closed up here. I was like, keep it together. We're going to be out of here in just a minute. The war is over. Clearly, I'm the victor. All right, so we finally get out into the terminal, and I get this feeling. It's a feeling that comedians have when they think something's funny. It doesn't count until someone who's not a comedian says, yeah, that's good. So I call my best friend back in Ohio, where it's 4:30 a.m. He's like, hello. I was like, look, man, I'm not trying to scare you. I still need to be picked up in a couple hours. I had to let somebody know that about 10 minutes ago, I farted on Jessica Simpson. And from a sound sleep, he says, that's awesome. And I was like, thank you for saying that. You know, because if he liked it at 4:30, he was going to love it at noon. So thank you guys for coming out tonight. I appreciate you being here. Have a good night.